Hello everyone, I am Lezren and welcome back to my career that is modded. Let's just get right into it, why don't we? Nope. Resume. Alright, last time I was off air, I guess I should say. I was trying to get that rocket to fly straight and without, the issue I was having in the last video. I kinda may have fixed the problem, but it's not totally fixed, so I still have some work to do. But what I think I'm going to do today, build a lander can and maybe send a Kerbal to the moon so I can go ahead and get a bunch of science off there, all that good stuff. So I think first thing is first. What is it with the spark? Not even one thrust to weight. And that's without anything on it, so definitely gonna want the LV909. Do I want more fuel than this? Perhaps. I haven't decided that yet. It's quite a bit of Delta V. Granted, there's literally no science on this. Nothing at all. No batteries. Nothing. So what I am going to want, probably a spotlight or two. Maybe 3. Do that. Do want some landing struts. Probably not going to be enough with 3, but we'll see. Nope. See, you gotta make sure this will work. So let's put 4 on there. 3 is probably enough, especially with the low gravity of the moon. But that will, in fact, it'll probably work. Especially if I lock the suspension. But let's go ahead and lower it. It looks okay. It's the only bad thing about this landing gear. Okay, let's put a battery on there. Let's not put that battery though. I think what I want... I think I do have docking ports, don't I? Or have I not? I don't think I've gotten that far yet. I am going to need some of those. I am going to need that, and I in fact do not have a heat shield on this. So it may not be a lander can I take, it may be a pod. What kind of heat shields do I have? Just the standard heat shield, which I could put on here. It's not big enough to cover it though, unfortunately. Okay, let's go for the command pod. It'll work. I'm only taking one Kerbal, so should be okay. Might put, let's do junior. Alright, heat shield. On top of the junior, I will want my compartment, if I can find it. I never can find this thing. Well, that's new. Oh, D-Magic. I did do a D-Magic update, so that's probably something new. Interesting. Oceanic exploration. That'll be fun one day, but not today. That's what I was looking for. Okay, now decoupler. I'm just going to make this a little more compact. I like that better than the look of the shroud on it, so. This is hideously long. It really, really is. And I don't know if this will work. I will test it just to see if it can maintain stability upright. So. Should only need maybe a couple of panels. Let's put a parachute on it. Let's put one of these guys for safety. I probably will need life support going to the moon, so I don't think I'll need a big one. Supplies. Definitely don't need too much. Let's just do one. That'll probably work. Probably won't need supplies for this mission, but it's better to have them than not, so. I don't think I'll need heat, radiators or anything like that. Could be wrong. It could be a big mistake, but. Alright, let's cut a couple batteries. Oh, come on. Alright, fine. I prefer them to be faced one direction, but that works. So that should be how much battery? 200. 200 charge for that. Let's take some science with us. Only need one of these. Fortunately, it doesn't weigh too much. Definitely need a flight computer. Would like a magnetometer. Magnetometer. Can't talk words. Okay. Interesting node on top of this thing. But that ought to work. Okay, mystery goo for landing. Think that'll work. Let's put a thermometer on there. Come on. I don't need a ladder. I mean, I've got RCS. And speaking of RCS, let's put some RCS on this guy. What am I looking for? Tanks. These tanks are huge. No, I may put them something like that. Okay, RCS. I need some actual thrusters on there though. Alright, let's see. What is center of mass? Alright. May as well put them on this. That way they do get ejected. Okay. Speaking of the center mass, it looks pretty nice. I believe my parachute is kind of offsetting this soil sample machine, so I'm going a little bit heavy on this just to kind of get it done. I believe this might be upside down. Maybe not. Doesn't really matter. We'll try it out. Okay, that's pretty basic lander there. Kind of worried about my fuel. 850 meters a second isn't much to land and get off the ground. Thrust weight is excellent. Now, if I made a ship around this in order to land it and then use this as the secondary ship to get off the ground, I'd be fine. Not leaving any room for error either, which I, again, don't like. Okay. Could do an ionization chamber. Probably a good idea, for that matter. I think that'll work. Just a little bit more science. Now, I'm not taking an engineer, I'm taking a pilot, so that's not going to really help me much. Definitely too big. Haven't gotten to the USI yet. That mod has a lot in it, and I'm not quite to that point. Which is most likely obvious. Hopefully, at least. And I could add a little bit more fuel, which unfortunately would just make this thing even longer. And I'm willing to bet these are probably not sufficient for, what do I have here? 5,100 kilograms. That is definitely pretty heavy. Let me close. Let's go ahead and just throw it out there. It's going to be in carbon gravity, but I want to see what it's like. So let's name it. This will be Mun Lander. MK1. I mean, as any good company would do, you have to simulate it to find out if it works. It's sitting on the engine, but it's good. Interesting. Okay, my thrust to weight went up, or went down, I should say. Now, it was 1.3. Could have sworn at least. Was that before I loaded something on it? Doesn't matter what my thrust weight on Kerbin is. That's not what I care about. Let's go back in there. At least it is sitting upright. These will be enough to at least cushion it, and so hopefully it won't destroy the engine. So it has a little bit of suspension before the engine hits. Let's see. Yeah, thrust weight is 1.2. On the moon, it's even more. Obviously, it should be. I mean, the gravity is quite a bit less. Strange that it's showing me 1.2 in here for Kerbin, though. Yeah, well, on the launch pad, I'm 0.3. Interesting. Ah. That makes sense. In Atmo. There we go. Never played with that feature, so that's interesting. Okay, well. How about the moon then? Shouldn't change. Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure. I'm making this for the moon, so that's what I care about. I should be more than enough to get off and probably get home. Question is, I need to get to the moon. I need to land on it somehow, so I need to build this. So I can get off of the moon. Or I mean, I can get down to the moon, I should say. This is gonna be way too much. It didn't appear to change, did it? 7.2. But I'm adding weight, but the thrust of weight is not changing. Part of it might be my staging. Yep. Okay, let's put that above. There we go. Tuck it all in. I don't know if that'll destroy whenever I jettison these. So, all right, thrust to weight looks good. And I probably won't burn this. What is thrust weight with the spark? Interesting. That'll actually get me off the moon. What I'd like to do is that. Yeah. More than enough. But no kill like overkill. All right, let's secure it a little bit. Get rid of that. I actually don't even need these big tanks. I could go a lot smaller and be just fine. Be on Kerbin then. Yeah, not very much. But on Moon, well over 2. Thrust to weight. So if I went to the smaller tank, that'd be enough to get me on the ground. So let's do this. That doesn't look right at all. Redo. Redo. Okay, that should be better. Yep. Now I can move these. Okay. Thrust weight went up. Delta V's up. Oh, well, yeah. Let me see. Yep. Good, good. So far, so good. Now, it's going to be a pain in the butt to get up into space just due to the aerodynamics. So that'll be a fun part. I actually want these to be more level. I want this to actually be higher, just fixing that for myself. Resecure them. Okay. Now, how much does that weigh? 4.7. It's definitely heavy. Okay, what about my lander here? Or my launcher, I mean. So far, so good. Definitely want to do this. That is not what I meant. Oh yeah, that looks good. Like it. Looks legit, right? Parent part, let's try that. Nope. Round vessel. It should be radial. Something's kind of goofy though. All right. Let's just do 2. Do it twice. Good times at Kerbal. My launcher. What are you doing way down there? Wow, okay, this is all messed up. Alright, top down, let's do this. Okay, let's see. That is pretty much right before the chutes. You need to be down here. You definitely don't need to be down there. Let's put you down there. Okay, that works. Now where's the double engines? There we are. Okay. Looks good. I could add this one to those, but I'm gonna probably make those separate. Okay. Back to the drawing board there, so let's see. I did want to separate these. I think that'll be better. So what are you without my engines? Okay. Engines at 50% should be plenty of thrust to get this off the ground. Life support mini pack. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. It'll get used. I'm going to conserve both of these. Well, not the mono. I kind of wonder how this will do in launch. So that's going to be hit pretty hard by forces. Nothing like brute forcing something into space, though. That's a lot of stages. Okay, 8. Stage 7, which is will end up being my main booster stage. Plenty of Delta V. Well, you know what? Let's just try it. I want to sim. Just want to see what it does aerodynamically on launch. Total Delta V is quite high, 5,500. That's because this launcher is pretty much overkill. So. Let's just see what it does, though. Watch it flex, you know, watch it all do that. Once aerodynamics hit it. Could be interesting. About to stage the first one. Throttle up a little bit. Next time I may keep that down to 50. There we go. Throttle up. That is barely 1G. Wow, 1.1. It's about perfect. Alright, let's do a fairly aggressive gravity turn. Getting that wobble again. I may actually strut right here. I might try that on my satellite too. I didn't do that. Strut to these 3 pylons. See if maybe that helps. Okay, picking up speed, maintaining vertical velocity. Kind of. That's why we need a lot of delta V. Yeah, we're getting there. I think the LV909 will be our major transfer engine. Alright, let's really pick up some speed now. Try to get in orbit with this thing. May end up having to design a new launcher. This one is showing its age quite a bit. Alright, we are finally orbital velocity, or orbital height, I should say. For the apoapsis, at least. I think that'll be enough to get us mostly in orbit. In about 2,200 meters a second. Perfect. Oh, that staging's wrong. Okay, good to know. So now show me 0.6 thrust to weight. I'm kind of wondering. I may need an LV909 on this. Alright, let's jettison. Half a G thrust to weight. That is not enough. Yeah, I'm not even getting a full G, so that's definitely not going to be enough. Not to get off. Well, it might be enough to get off the moon. What's the gravity of the moon? I don't know if I've surveyed it enough to know. Gravity of the moon. 0.168. Oh yeah, I'll definitely have enough then. Okay. That's why it's telling me then. It's over 2. So, okay. But if I ever wondered, first of all, let's fix the staging. Oh yeah, stage and then, okay, wrong one. This needs to be... needs to be by itself. Why did that stage then? That should be right. Did I just hit it twice by accident? Huh. You know what? Just in case. Alright, now what I want to do... this will get me into orbit. We already proved that. Let's start an orbit of 75 kilometers. I want to see how this gets my SOI to the moon. Alright, there's the moon. Do a prograde. It's about where my node's gonna have to be. So add a node. Okay, let's do that. Whoa. Node be freaking out, man. Okay. 864. So, this stage isn't gonna quite get me there. I mean, I could trim it down a little bit, most likely. Not that much, but... oh, there we go. That's a free return, almost. That is a free return. $368 kilometers. It's really hard to do whenever your node's wigging out on you. Nope. Should have kept the return, eh? I think that'll work. Yeah, about 350 meters out of the moon. Can get there on RTS, honestly. And the node, 23 minutes. Oops. Wrong button. Oh wow, $2,000. Simulations are not cheap, folks. And burn. Good job updating from 43 seconds to 2.5 minutes. Okay. Now we'll just go through it, I guess. Yeah, very long burn. Why it's not showing my fuel, I don't know. Alright, that won't be too bad. I may end up redesigning this. I don't know if I really like this design. But if it gets me there and back, then it's done its job, right? So. And there would be the... Okay. How much fuel do I have? Plenty. It's plenty for a capture, most likely plenty for a landing. I think what I might do, let's see, okay, 71.92, 87.91. I'm thinking about doing a simulation around orbit of the moon, see if I can land it. I don't remember the exact numbers, but that's probably close. Alright, so let's do simulation. Start in orbit around the moon. Do 35 kilometers. Now we're going to do retrograde. Activate the engines. We are on the day side. Let's get this done. Throttle up. That will probably be fine. So that's also give me practice. I haven't landed on the moon in a long time. Let's go ahead and put the gear down. Because why not? Don't really care about the G-force. Don't really care. Well, situation. I mean, it's kind of like the biome. So yeah, let's do that. Slope. Don't care about it. Impact time. Impact biome. I'll leave those there. Okay. How long? Okay. Let the terrain load in a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's throttle up. Let's go ahead and kill all this velocity. Hopefully I have enough time. But this is a good test. Let's do this. Slow our descent a little bit. too fast. And that's why we simulate. Alright, let's restart it. Definitely need to stop velocity much quicker and or use all 3 engines at all times. Let's do this again. Might go right about here or something this time. That's probably good. Let's do it on the 2 engines only. Okay. Good enough. Let's go ahead and let's burn. Let's get all this velocity gone. At least most of it. We have plenty of fuel. Alright, that is nice there. So far, so good. Don't do that too much. Use my RCS a little bit, may as well. I have plenty of it. And I'll probably never use that much. Okay, we are falling pretty fast. Do a full burn. That's a pretty big slope I'm on right here. A little bit of lateral velocity going. That might work as a landing spot. Let's check it out. No way. And I'm about to lose these engines, so may as well burn them. I don't really want to land here, but I'm going to probably just to prove I can. Almost there. Ooh-wee, man. And there we go. Landed on a horrible cliff. But it works, at least until I get out and the RCS goes. But technically I could do all my experiments here. So yeah. Alright, so we have 1,000 delta V. That's probably enough to get home. So blah 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 blah. Did all my experiments. I guess we could take off. Alright, let's do it. I'm gonna use most of it for lateral velocity. If I can. Luckily, I started somewhat high altitude wise anyway, so. Down to my second tank. I may end up redoing this. I don't like having this little amount of air, room for error here, but. As we use some RCS up. Okay. Actually, kind of what I need to do anyway. 365 meters a second. Plenty to get us home. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. That was what I wanted to find out. And actually, if I got into orbit better than I did in my simulation, it could be a successful mission. I mean, not even 200 meters a second left over, like 160-ish. It's not a lot of room for error. I mean, I do have more, just in RCS. Not a lot more, but I do have some more. I mean, there's probably another, 30 or so Delta V. Probably even more if I jettison the lower. Well, I can't because these are attached to it, so never mind. But it is doable, so. Alright, let's end the sim. And I might edit this a little bit. But I think that's it for me tonight. Sorry this wasn't as eventful as I'd hoped. But we did design a lander. And let's see, Moonlander along with a launcher. And okay, well, thank you for watching. Been a little bit longer of an episode today, kind of double what I normally do, but hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, it really helps me out. If you want to keep watching, let me know. Have a good one.